Hey, Pastor G. Picking up with Luke, lesson 2, part B. On the 8th day, when it was time to circumcise him, he was named Jesus, the name the angel had given him before he had been conceived. So more prophecy fulfilled, and a fulfillment of what Gabriel had said to Zechariah and Elizabeth. And we're getting on to who was Simeon. Sometimes when we do these, there's lessons inside of lessons. Simeon was a devout and righteous man who knew exactly what to do with Jesus when he saw him. He knew from his relationship with God that there was something very special about this child. And when our relationship with God is strong, we see more clearly what God is doing around us. So that's a great lesson we can learn from Simeon. Why did Simeon say, why did Simeon say that Jesus would cause the rise and fall of many in Israel? You're talking about Simeon. Why did he say that a sword would reveal what was in the thoughts and the hearts of the people? What we believe about Jesus is everything. If we accept him and follow him, we live inside the will of God and we fulfill our purpose. If we reject him, we will wander aimlessly through life, misguided by our flawed human self, and will never become what God intended. And Simeon was predicting that. He was prophesying that through the life of Christ, that the advent of Jesus' life would be the sword that would divide people from living moral lives inside the will of God. And those who refuse Jesus would not do this. Reference to the earlier point about the sword, the Prince of Peace, but I've not come to bring peace, but I've come to bring a sword. Peace is often disrupted because of Jesus. People, for all the reasons, whatever reasons they have, they reject him and they feel tense around people who trust him. And they don't want to surrender. They don't want to, give Jesus control over their lives. But we're never going to have peace until we do that. So there's the age-old saying, know Jesus, no peace. But if you know Jesus, you will know peace. So there's a great lesson to be learned there. What is a prophetess? Who was Anna? Anna was a female prophet, and it's very significant in Luke that Anna is even in the gospel. Writings from this time and this culture almost never included women. That shows up in the case for Christ about Lee Strobel, that the women were the first ones to find Jesus gone from the tomb. And their inclusion as people of renown or importance just lends validity and credibility to the Gospel of Luke. He's writing from historical research. He's writing about who the real players were, what they did, and Anna was one of those. The inclusion of women is very significant and gives a lot of credibility to the Gospels and what is in Scripture. Had they made this up, had they wrote this for money or for fame or for human renown, they would not have included the women. So Anna is one of the women who is a biblical hero and greatly served, was there, when the advent of Jesus Christ was announced. Have a student read chapter 2, verse 39 through 52. And we're going to get into why we don't know more about Jesus' childhood. What was he doing all these years? And I want the students to know about Jesus as the rabbi, so I'm going to make a separate video on that for you and just talk about the rabbi Jesus and what he was doing when he was age 12, when he was in the temple and he was teaching the teachers. He was a student, just like them. I'm going to say he's a student, just like you guys. A lot of people mistakenly think he was a carpenter with Joseph while growing up, but I think he was on the path of education to prepare him for being a true teaching and preaching rabbi. And there are many evidences for this. So, like I said, I'll make a separate video for that. And that we can show that in class. That'll just be something that we can display, and I'll do that with a PowerPoint on the video, kind of like this one, so that they can see everything. And when we're done with all this, Pastor G, we'll just let them do the chapter matching quiz and everything.